Happy birthday.
Hit her with some auto-tune.
DJ, tune it up.
If I knew how to auto-tune, I think I would be unstoppable.
That would be so fun. Wait, you should try to auto-tune my voice.
Okay,
in
sing.
the editing.
Sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to HTC.
Wow.
Wait, if you can't auto-tune that, cut that out. So anyways.
What an exciting day. Eee! Oh my goodness. I am beaming.
Glowing. Tini's child is turning another year older.
Yeah. Nobody remembers their second birthday. I do.
I do. By the way, Tini doesn't actually have a kid. It's Hot Diabetic Club.
Hot Diabetic Club. It's Hot Diabetic Club's second birthday.
Yay!
Wow.
Happy birthday, HDC. HBD, HDC.
HBD, HDC. I love that. That really rolls.
Right?
Well, technically, it's April 1st, so it's tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday. But birthdays are so fun.
I love birthdays.
Me too. Any chance to celebrate, honestly.
Yeah. Give me a party. I'll be there.
Yeah. Period.
So are you doing anything to celebrate HDC's birthday besides this?
Yeah, we're going to have a community-wide celebration call on April 15th. It's just going to be like basically a meetup.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Yeah.
But it's virtual.
It will be virtual, so anyone can join.
Love
and then we'll do like the
that.
breakout rooms so everyone can like actually speak to each other instead of being like sitting there while there's like 80 people on a call just looking at each other. Those are some of my favorites, and it takes us back to the OG days of Hot Diabetic Club. So,
aww.
Yeah.
Where it all began.
Mark your calendar and you're invited. April 15th.
Yay!
Yay.
Come to HDC's birthday party. Should we all wear birthday hats?
Yes.
Oh my God. So I'm kind of going to be interviewing you today, which is so fun.
I'm really excited.
Are you nervous?
I'm so nervous. I'm shaking in my boots.
But we thought it would be fun to kind of interview Tini about the evolution of HDC because it's a really cool journey, I feel like.
It is. A lot has happened in the last 2 years.
And I'm grateful to have been at the birth.
You were. You were at the birth.
Okay, so
before we get into it,
please stay on the line and your diabesties will be with you shortly.
You're listening to Hotline to Her. I'm Tini, your resident hot diabetic.
And I'm Carson, your favorite diabestie. We're here to help you feel like that girl beyond diabetes.
We really are.
Yay!
And
we're so happy you're here.
So happy. Thanks for putting us in your ears today.
Yeah, thanks for plugging us in.
All right, let's check our blood sugar super quick.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Super quick. Wait, so yeah, Tini was also low for like 85 hours this morning.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what happened.
Hopefully you're recovering from that.
I am, and okay, yeah. At 8:30 a.m., I was 53.
Oh.
And it stayed flat at 53 until 10:01. I know.
That's so long.
An hour and a half, and I was eating so much. And
wait,
like,
what?
So weird, right?
I've never had that happen before.
That's the first time I've had that happen.
What the heck?
I know. I hate it. But right now I am 150, slight arrow up, insulin on board, coffee on board, protein on board.
Vibes on board.
Vibes are on board. But yeah, I'll be 200 soon. I'm sure of it. It's okay though.
Well, that's really cute because I'm 153, slight diagonal arrow up.
Oh my God, twins.
And I also have insulin and coffee on board. So
I love that for us.
And I just gave myself an extra unit because I have literally been high all week. So I was like, I am just going to give myself a unit now because my coffee is going to spike me. And I know that.
That's really smart. Yeah. I have 1.8 units of insulin on board. I feel like that's not enough, but that's okay. I will deal with that in an hour when we're done recording.
Okay, perfect. Okay, anyways, let's get into HTC's life and journey. Like, know how this came to be. Why did you want to even build HTC in the first place?
Yeah, it starts back like 3 years before HDC was even like an idea in my head.
Oh.
Yeah. It started when I decided, I think this was maybe May of 2020. And I was like, I think I'm going to share about my diabetes story online.
Okay.
And this was like before there maybe was like 5 or 10 diabetes creators. And I actually had no idea what I was going to get out of it. Like, it wasn't even like a fleshed out thought. I was just like, I don't know, maybe I can take some cute pictures and show off my pumps and talk about how I feel.
Right.
And it was really interesting because I had no intention of being an influencer or a creator. I actually loved the job I was working.
Yeah.
And I felt like, I was like, okay, let me just see where this goes.
Right.
And slowly I started like growing my community and like, but it felt very me centric. And I knew I had all of this support, but it didn't feel like the people I was talking to, like who were supporting me, also had support. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It just felt very like one way.
Right.
Like
it was like they were following you, but it wasn't necessarily like a community. It was just like they followed you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got so much support out of it. And I was like, this is really nice and super helpful for my journey. I learned so much about diabetes management. I like made so many connections that really kind of just helped me step into my own power.
Right.
And like before that, I started going to therapy and learning like, who am I beyond this? And we talked in a few episodes about like the grief of being diagnosed. And I was like untangling all of that and realizing like, the more connections we make with people, the more the shame dies out around diabetes and the more we're able to like go after our dreams. Like I was finding I was allowing myself to be more and more ambitious the more I connected with other diabetics.
Yeah.
So I was like, something is here. What is it?
Right. You like felt that like spark and you were like, okay, wait, why do I feel like this? And how do I make other people feel like this too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I started a free Facebook group called Rage Bolusers.
Oh, yeah.
If you're an OG, you know.
I don't even think I'm in that.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I think there's maybe 2,000
Actually,
people
I
in there.
am. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. So it's like
Rage Bolusers. Wait. Pause. How did you come up with the name? Because everyone knows you as Rage Bolus Babe. So like, has that always been your handle?
No.
Or like, what was it in the very beginning?
No. It's so cringe. It was it was type 1 shine. And that's like actually so like
and period
anti me.
Yeah,
like,
that literally is like that's not you
that's
at all.
not me. And that's not like really what I talked about either. Like I was bringing like very like raw, real conversations and like sharing like this is actually what's happening to me. My blood sugars are high. I don't feel well. I hate this sometimes.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not shining.
No. And I was like, maybe like my idea was like, okay, maybe I'm shining light on the realities of diabetes. That was kind of my thought process, but I didn't feel great about it. And my sister, she's like a creative genius. And she's like, this was at the time where people were blowing up on TikTok with like really niche, funky usernames.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of want one. And she was like, what's that thing that you're doing? Like when you talk about it, like rage something. And I was like, rage bolusing. And she's like, yeah, what about like Rage Bolus Babe? And I was like, oh my
gosh. So it was Lana who thought of it.
Yeah. Lana came up with the name. All creds to her.
Shout out Lana.
And
I love that.
Yeah. Like my sister has been such a big source of creation inspiration for me because she's an artist. She is a creative.
She's so cool.
She's so cool. And I felt like in order to be like the right type of person, like to fit into the mold, to fit into the box, because I had no identity of my own, felt like I couldn't be creative.
Okay.
And so I like suppressed my creativity so much, and she like slowly inspired me to like keep pulling it out. That's just a little side tangent, but
I love that.
Shout out her.
Rage Bolus Babe was born.
And Rage Bolus Babe was born about 6 months after I started creating.
Okay.
And
then you made the Rage Bolus Sirs community. Okay. So that was like your first like taste of community that you created, right?
Right. That I wasn't like at the center of.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was when I was seeing like connections be formed and like things like that. At the same time, all of the conversations that were happening, I was connecting back to what I was studying in order to help myself, which was on identity and shame, and like reading like research on how can diabetics like feel better beyond just like learning management.
Yeah.
And so all of these things that I was studying were things that people were talking about.
Right.
I sat down, I really like formulated, I tested, I was like, okay, what is going on here? Like if I tell someone to go read this book that helped me, will it help them?
Yeah.
And it did.
Amazing.
And it was like time and time again, people were saying that like the more they slay their shame, essentially, the better they're feeling about their diabetes and who they are.
So you would tell these people that you met, like, would you just meet them online?
Friends, like relationships that formed over like DM conversations and things like that. Like when I was a very small creator, like I was like I have, I guess, internet friends.
Right. No, yeah. Like the internet friends are real.
The people who like took a risk and slid up in my DMs and responded to my stories, like we would chat back and forth and we would become internet friends.
Amazing. So then you would tell them to read these books and they would come back to you and be like, wow, that actually made me feel better.
That made me feel better. And then like we would talk about like, oh, did you like, do you feel like this helped or this helped? Like, what do you think the connection is? Like really just collecting data from other people because I was so genuinely curious.
Yeah.
If this could help me, can it help someone else?
Okay.
And so that's kind of where I was like, all right, I can't just be a creator. I don't want to. I don't resonate with the term influencer in the sense of like the traditional way. I think we can positively influence people by sharing our thoughts and things like that. But I didn't want to like be pushing products or pushing diabetes products or things like that to make money. Like that just didn't feel right to me. And I've never been in it for the money. HTC is not about the money.
Right. Yeah, so, I was going to say free labor.
This seriously started as a passion project and like has continued to develop. But I felt very imposter syndrome-y when I was creating HDC.
Right.
So I wasn't like, I'm going to be a coach.
Right. No, that makes sense. So wait, let's back up though.
Yeah.
So you create Rage Bolus Babe and then it starts growing.
It grew, yeah.
And then that is kind of like the time when I met you, I feel like. It was growing and then we met each other via the internet, the interweb. We ended up getting lunch together, and then that's when you brought forth the idea to me and our other friend that was there about Hot Diabetic Club. Yeah. Yet it did not have a name yet.
It was between two things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember you asking our opinion about the name.
Yeah.
And it was like going to be like type 1 something, but then you were like, wait, no, I want it to be all diabetics, not just type 1.
Well, I think like part of it is I have friends who are other diabetics, and I was hearing from like my Modi friends and my 3C friends are like, there's not a space for us.
Right.
And people like, they're like, you don't act like we're any different, but people in the diabetes space treat us differently. Yeah. And I was like, but that's so weird because when we talk about our shared experience, it's basically the same.
No, literally. Exactly.
And the key part is we were all dealing with the identity being something that was so like shaken. So I was like, it's okay that the management is different because Hot Diabetic Club, or like the idea of it, isn't about learning how to manage your diabetes. It is about belonging and understanding who you are and breaking down like those identity barriers. Yeah. And so that's why I was like, I don't want this to be a space just for type 1 diabetics. I feel like there's plenty of those and this is not it. Yeah. But yeah, it was like, I think the two names it was between were Hot Diabetic Club and like Diabetes Club or something like that. And I was like, well, I was talking about, okay, wait, let me back up. This is so blended. Like, it's crazy.
I know, it is crazy. Like, I just remember being at lunch and then it was like, so if I threw a pool party this summer with just diabetics, would you come? And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like amazing. Like, absolutely, I will come.
Yeah, which we have yet to do, by the way.
Yeah, no, we haven't done that yet.
Early on, I think it was like 2021. Remember when Hot Girl Summer was going around?
Oh, yeah. Okay, because you did that.
This was like the birthplace of the hot diabetic.
Okay, right.
Hot Girl Summer was happening and everyone was like putting their own spin on it and stuff like that. And I was like, hot diabetic summer is all about wearing your devices loud and proud, being who you truly are, standing up for yourself, like being seen. And I felt like at that time, that was a very pivotal moment in the diabetes space because there were still so many people not speaking their truth or like even creators who would come out and say like, I'm still hiding my devices. I'm only sharing my truth online to this like small group of people, but not in real life. And I was like, okay, it's time to change that.
Right.
And that's kind of when like Hot Diabetic Summer started. We had that hashtag Hot Diabetic Summer and people were tagging me like every day I would see, and this is how I started forming my community. I would see like these people I've never even met before or talked to were tagging Hot Diabetic Summer. And I'm like, oh,
that's so
my
cool.
God, this movement has legs.
Right.
This is something here. This is empowering people. This is making people feel good.
Right.
Now let's move it into something more.
Amazing.
So then that brings us to lunch when we met.
Yes.
And this was, I think, after I had tested 1 or 2 social hours virtually, getting people on Zoom, seeing like, do people like this? Do people not like this? And the response was all positive after. Like, I feel so light. I feel so good after meeting up and talking with other diabetics.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, what can we do here?
Right.
And that's when, like, I think maybe it was like 30 days from launch when I met you.
So when we met, it was like you had the idea of what HTC was going to be, but you didn't have the fully baked out name and identity of it yet, correct?
Yeah, for the most part. And I moved quick.
Right.
And I think that's like something that I was learning. One, I had never had an official business before.
Yeah.
But 2, I think it's important to build and evolve.
Right.
And that's like been the foundation since HTC has been born, is to just like keep tweaking and evolving to be what supports the people in this community.
No, 100%. That's what a, like outward facing business that serves a community should do, I feel like. And that's also why we are talking about it right now today in this episode, because it has evolved so much. So you started the virtual social hours. And then what happened after that? You made the Instagram, you made the app. HTC has an app, by the way. Or like we're on, it's like a community on an app. I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
How did you know that you wanted to make it this like online community rather than just like having these social hours?
Yeah, I think like I always knew in my head, and this is like the piece that I am not like a perfect human being or perfect like business owner or leader. Like I, in my head, had always wanted there to be this identity piece involved in it.
Yeah.
And I never really, not that I didn't have like the conviction in myself, but I felt like I didn't know how to bring it to fruition in the way I wanted it to. It still felt like it needed to be fleshed out and learn how to do it essentially. And so when we started Hot Diabetic Club, we had 2 social hours a month. And we also brought in 1 expert in the diabetes space to hold like a webinar essentially.
Right. Okay.
So we had like fitness coaches who are diabetics, like women health coaches, nutritionists. We had them come in and teach us as well. And that was in what's now our headquarters.
Yeah.
But it was a paid membership.
The like entire thing.
All of HDC was a paid membership.
Okay.
Yeah. With the intention of continuously building out the resources and things like that. And then the community aspect, I've always known community is at the base of feeling better as a diabetic.
Yeah.
So that's why we had the social hours.
Right.
And we stayed in that model for about a year.
Yeah.
And we had 100 members for the first year. And then before the first year mark, we held our first retreat.
Amazing.
And all of that was done like in my outreach, like on Instagram, just saying like, I have this idea to bring diabetics together for a long weekend. Yeah. We'll do a little bit of identity work. We'll talk about our shared experience, and then we'll also have some fun.
Right. So, but like, what was the turning point of so like Hot Diabetic Club came to be. We had social hours. We had experts coming in. Then you started being like, okay, there has to, like, I want to do something more. Like, I want to go on a retreat. Like, how did a retreat come to mind? And like, why did you want to do a retreat with people?
Yeah. That's a great question. And I'm like, it's only been 2 years, but it's all so like blended and
no, I know.
So fast.
Like, we keep moving on to the next thing. And then I'm like, but wait, how did you even get there?
Yeah.
Because it's so like interconnected. And it's like, I think we keep skipping over like the stepping stones because it felt like so organic to like move into these other parts of HTC as well.
Yeah. And I always think too, just like the way my brain works, I'm like, what's the next big thing? But the most important things do happen in the little in-betweens. You're so right. Yeah. So the other part of HTC that I was trying to figure out was, how do I get people in person?
Yeah.
And so I was hosting these free meetups in either Charlotte, Columbus, where I would travel to see my in-laws. We had one in Chicago. I was trying to do them in these like little places, but only where I was, because it was just me and 100 members.
And what made you want to expand from online to in person? Had you met other diabetics in person and then you were like, wait, that feels so good?
Yes. Yeah. I knew there had to be a bridge. We were also moving away from COVID times where people wanted to be in person and connecting with people. And it is a different level. Like, you can make a great connection with someone. Some of like the really deep connections I have seen started with the first few members of Hot Diabetic Club over virtual social hours. And they've deepened when I've met them in person, seen them. They've connected with other people in person. And so that like in-person piece was so key. And so, yeah, like I was hosting these meetups. 2 people were coming to them.
Right.
I remember being in Columbus and I'm telling my in-laws, like, I'm so excited. Like, we have a coffee meetup. I have like 10 RSVPs, but like I'm a little nervous. And for the first hour, I sat there alone.
Oh, no.
And then 2 people showed up.
Oh,
and I'm
like, hey.
so grateful they showed up. But yeah, I was sitting there alone and I was like, okay, maybe this isn't gonna work out. Maybe this isn't what I thought it would be, or maybe people don't care.
Right.
And I just like had to take a step back a little bit and be like, what do we do here?
Right.
And I think in those moments I was like, okay, if I can't get people to come to a free event, why don't I see if someone will come on a trip?
Yeah. Okay.
Because that is like low-key forced connection.
Right. No, yeah.
You're there,
and
you're
like
all together, and you have to show up every day.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy though. Like, I feel like some people, because it's just like so unknown, like it's a risk. Like, you took a huge risk, like doing a trip with strangers, and like you didn't know if anyone was going to pay or show up or come or get on their flight or like whatever. And I feel like a lot of people would have just been like, okay, well, no one came to the free event, so like no one's going to pay to come. So like, I'm not even going to do it, you know?
No, I'm literally insane.
No, yeah, you are. Like, you are. And like, that's one of my favorite things about you, is that like you will make shit happen. And like Tini will say like something, and then she's like, okay, no, we're doing that in like 2 months. And I'm like, oh, like we're doing it. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm with you. So like, you literally were like, okay, no free meetup, we're going on a retreat.
Yeah. No, that's exactly.
And what was like the mindset going into it? Like, what did you want the retreat to be like? Because I know you keep talking about like wanting it to be the mindset, and like I was on the retreat, so I know what it was like. But like, what was your vision going into it? And I mean, I guess I was kind of there along the way with the planning and stuff. Like, that is where we kind of like our business relationship kind of formed as well. But like, what in your head, what did you want it to feel like? What did you want people to feel when they left? And also, how did you get people to come on a retreat for a business they've never heard of?
Yeah.
No offense.
No, that's so valid. It's so valid. So I think for me, again, in the back of my head, I remember the intention of Hot Diabetic Club is meant to make you feel and help you feel and get the tools to be the diabetic you want to be.
Yeah.
That identity piece. And I was like, now is my chance to continue to develop this in person. And so when I was thinking about the retreat, I was like, okay, what are the things that have helped me, have changed my life? And then I went back to thinking about the conversations I had with people before I started Hot Diabetic Club.
Yeah.
Their responses when they like listened to and studied and read the books and things like that, and like what was working for them. And I was like, what if I just lightly bake this into this trip?
Right.
So like the first trip in Sedona was mainly sold as like essentially like our sisterhood connection retreat.
Yeah.
That's kind of the approach I
What
took
now
with it.
is titled the Sisterhood Connection Retreat.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But I was like, okay, let's do a long weekend in Sedona, only diabetics. Is anyone interested? And I literally just put it into the universe.
Yeah.
I put it on my Instagram and was like, I'm planning to do this.
Yeah.
We'll do some light workshops on what it's like being a diabetic and the identity of being a hot diabetic.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like vision casting, and then we'll have some fun. And
Right.
we'll go on like some hikes and do some yoga.
Yeah.
But it was a huge risk. I
Right.
put the money down on the place and then was like, okay, let me hopefully fill these spots.
I know.
And I lost money.
Yeah.
A lot.
Right.
A lot of money.
A lot.
Like thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was the best trip ever.
It was so amazing.
And
that was a pivotal point for me in
Yeah.
my diabetes journey, and like in our relationship and our business relationship and everything.
Yeah.
That was like the first taste of like retreat assistant vibes.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
asked you, I think it was November or December, and I was like, I'm hosting this trip in Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to come in a like semi-formal capacity
Yeah.
and help me with some of the logistics?
And I was like, me?
Me?
Really?
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then like all the rest of the crazy people that decided to come with us. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
they're like the coolest people ever. And
I
like
am so grateful for
so grateful.
the people who have seen the vision from the beginning,
they're
or
literally
like
the best.
said yes to the first like iteration of the retreat.
Yeah.
But I have always been very upfront with anyone coming into like the hot diabetic world, especially in the beginning. Like with the retreat, I think I told everyone like this is a learning thing for me.
Yes.
And you. I
Yes.
want you. It wasn't priced very high at all.
And like, yeah, it was definitely a rough draft.
It was a rough draft, and everyone knew that ahead of time before they said yes.
It takes a special type of person to say yes and go with the flow and that type of environment and stuff. And like all of the girls on the first retreat were just amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you know who you are.
Yeah, no,
So
seriously,
cool. I love them.
so special, and like I'm very grateful that they allowed me the space to kind of explore and experiment and like give me good feedback too.
Yes.
Like the feedback I got on the retreat and afterwards, like some of those things have like really landed with me so hard, positive and negative, and allowed us to tweak and continue to change things, but also helped me like stand in my power.
Yeah.
With it. I remember leading that final workshop that one day, and everyone had given their reflections, and then someone said, "You're meant for this."
Oh,
And
I
like
got chills.
that's part of what I love with Hot Diabetic Club is the ability for all of us to speak power into each other.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
reflect that back and say, I see you, I'm witnessing you, and we're going to continue to rise together.
Yeah.
And that was like, I think the very pivotal moment for me, saying like, okay, if someone can do that for me and they're expecting me to be the leader,
Right.
I can do that for them. I can do that for other people. They can do it for each other. And
Yeah.
that's where the community aspect continued to build, where we were all like saying like, this isn't just meetups. We're not
Right.
just networking here.
Exactly.
We are this special community calling each other into something more special, something like beyond just struggling with diabetes.
Right. Like actually living with it and like deepening relationships with it and deepening your relationship with yourself with it. And like, yeah, no, literally, like I learned obviously so much from you on that first retreat, but like even more so from every single other person on the retreat that was around me. Like it's the coolest thing ever. So we go on the first retreat, we come back. What are you thinking now? And like, then you're like, okay, that was good. We should go on another one. And then this time you're like, okay, but more so mindset work.
Yeah. So we got back from the retreat, and because this was one of the first types of events like this in the diabetes space.
Yeah.
There was very high demand for another one.
Right.
And I actually wasn't sure what another one looked like because I had lost so much money.
No, I know.
On the Sedona one.
But there was so much positive feedback. I'm remembering like even just posting a vlog of us going on the plane traveling to there. Like there was thousands of people commenting on my TikTok and being like, what is this? Can I come? When are you gonna have another one? And I was like, I feel like that was like also a moment for you and me. We were like, wait, people actually want to go on these.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, I agree with that completely. And so behind the scenes, I'm like, okay, how do I solidify the like workshop programming, the hot diabetic programming? I hosted a few virtual webinars with the programming that we do on the retreats.
Yeah.
And I got really great feedback from that. Like,
oh, sorry. I just had another idea. So this also starts to go into the question of like what I was going to ask of building out the core values of HDC and the pillars and stuff, because you kind of did that on the first retreat and now it's really come into fruition. So talk about that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now explain this.
Yeah. So like, again, all of this is like a little baby growing and developing.
No, really, it is. Like I keep thinking of other things to ask you.
Yeah. So at the retreat, I got the feedback and then I'm thinking like, okay, these are some like core identity pieces that like all of these diabetics in this room are relating to.
Yeah.
All the people I'm speaking with in the community are relating to. And so I started to write down like, what are the values of someone who is a hot diabetic? If this is going to be an identity that we're all like claiming now, we're not just diabetics, we're hot diabetics. We're going after our dreams. We're trying, we're breaking molds, like we're doing really cool things. What are the values that we all have? And so I sat down and I really fleshed those through. I like had free classes where I was like,
yeah,
this is what I'm teaching, and people were relating. And I was like, great, this is helping people. Like all of this studying, all of this work, this is helping people. Okay, next retreat that I do, because it's in high demand, I'm going to now sell this as an identity retreat.
Yeah.
And that's what we did in Mexico, the identity work. We talked about the core values. We vision casted the pillars of our lives. And throughout the like sales process, that's what it was. I was very direct. Whereas with Sedona, I was like, we'll do some light workshops.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for Mexico, I was like, we're going to be talking about workshops on your identity.
Yeah.
And we're going to be vision casting.
Right.
This is very clearly what we're doing. And we went to Mexico and we did it. And
Deep
I got
work.
feedback there. All at the same time. Hot Diabetic Club is growing, but the membership got kind of stagnant.
Okay.
And I was still trying to find my footing with how to continue to add value inside of Hot Diabetic Club, the membership, the paid membership, while also being like, I don't really think, I mean, I do think the community aspect is great. Like the virtual social hours are great.
Yeah.
But if I can't host them, they're not happening.
Right.
And it was forcing me to be at the center of the community when that was never my intention. That's why I got off social media.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I was like, hey, let's go into this like secondary platform and form community and connections with each other. And so the virtual social hours just like weren't hitting the way I needed them to. And I think also for me, partially, I think the attendees loved them.
Right.
And we didn't get rid of them completely, but I just felt like they didn't need to be in the membership piece of it.
Yeah.
And so I think right before October of last year, when we went to Mexico, I opened up the free community.
Right.
Inside of Circle, inside of our Hot Diabetic Club platform. At the same time, I was realizing, how do I get me out of this? And I asked people, hey, do you want to host free meetups in your local community?
Yeah.
And that's when the Trailblazers were born.
And thus the Trailblazers were born. And it's so cool because a lot of the Trailblazers are a lot of the women who came on the very first Hot Diabetic retreat. Yeah.
They saw the mission. They believed in it. And that's always been my biggest thing too. It's like, if I... I opened the application up to everyone.
Of course,
You know, and there were people who weren't in Hot Diabetic Club yet who resonated and they still became Trailblazers.
Yes.
But it's like, you took a chance on me. I want to elevate and raise you up too.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking a chance on me. How can I support you now?
Right.
And I've always believed in that.
Of course.
part of why you are the retreat assistant. I mean, you're one of my best friends and I believe in you so great, but like also you believed in me, you poured into me, and I was like, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah. So crazy.
So then I opened up the applications and we brought on the Trailblazers. We have 16
amazing
Trailblazers and
all over the US.
All over the US. And they all said, I volunteer to host local meetups to reach out to people in my community and see if they want to get together.
Amazing.
And like in return, I pour into them, I help them, I elevate their businesses where I can. Some of them don't have businesses, but some do. And I just give back to them the way that I can. They also obviously have access to Hot Diabetic Club and all of that. But the Trailblazers, for me, I just listen to my intuition.
Yeah.
And I think because I believe so strongly in my identity, I knew there was a reason I was feeling pulled out of virtual social hours.
Right.
It was so I could develop the Trailblazers and allow them to flourish. And when I brought them on, I was very transparent again. I don't know how this is going to work.
Right.
I don't know if people want to come to your events. I'm going to do everything I can to help you get people there. But we're going to try this together.
Yeah. And it's like, I think that the Trailblazers were like one of the most pivotal moments of change in HGC, because it's like really truly expanding the work and the vision and the community in person, like elsewhere besides just our home base here. And like, it's just so crazy. Like now there's been like 16 different events around the country with people at all of them. Like, which is crazy to think about.
It is. It's really cool.
And then, you did that.
Well, they did that.
Well, we all did that.
Yeah, the diabetic community did that.
Yeah.
And what's really cool for me is like there are occasionally events in the diabetes space, like get-togethers and meetups hosted by other organizations, and they're kind of boring. And I wanted a place where we could come in and we could do cool things like paint pottery and hot diabetic walks and pickleball meetups and things like that are like fun that we all want to go to and spend our time doing.
Right.
Because like diabetes doesn't have to be boring, or meeting up with other diabetics doesn't have to be boring. So that's kind of like with the Trailblazers, I was like, come up with something cool and innovative. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's bring our people together.
Right.
And you're right. That was like one of the most pivotal parts of expanding the community. And I think from the time we brought on the Trailblazers at the beginning of September of 2025, like literally 6 months ago.
Yeah, not that long ago at all.
Not that long ago. To the end of October, we grew from 150 members to 900 members.
Insane.
And
now over 1,000.
And now we have 1,100 members.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
It is. It really is.
It takes a village, though. Like every single person that's in HDC has a part of like how much it's grown, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's
so
crazy.
That's when I started to see, I'm like, okay, again, like I don't have to be at the center of this. And the whole point, everyone who comes in and shares their story and participates and comes to like the free resources that we have where they join the headquarters, anyone who is joining Hot Diabetic Club is contributing to its growth, its mission, its like value that it's bringing into the world, and really disrupting the way that people see diabetics.
Yeah. And like everyone that joins HCC is genuinely contributing to the greater good of the diabetic community. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So, and then I know there's like a really like brand new hot off the press version of the headquarters that you're building out now.
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
Yeah. So the iteration today of Hot Diabetic Club, after soliciting all of the feedback, seeing what works from retreats and in-person work, this really clicked for me after we went to Charleston.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the hot diabetic identity, those core values, the pillars of life so we can all be balanced.
Yeah.
And someone reflected back to me, actually, I was hesitant to do all of the journal work, but that ended up being my favorite part. Reflecting on my life and the different, how to balance it as a diabetic ended up being my favorite part. And I was like, that's what the headquarters needs to be.
Yeah.
And so
amazing.
The second that I got that, I was like, okay, the 5 pillars of a hot diabetic life are health, career, relationships, self-care, play.
Yeah.
How can I give these resources for people to go and experience these 5 things balanced to the hot diabetic people? And that's what we're building out in the headquarters. So we have like Emily Peterson, board certified health coach, specializing in diabetes. Once a month, she is hosting a live Q&A. So if you need support with your health in any capacity, especially around diabetes management, you can come to those calls in the headquarters and she is there to support you.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. We're going to be bringing in fitness coaches to help people continue to reach their fitness goals with diabetes. We're going to be bringing in HR experts, insurance experts, people who understand the nervous system and regulating there. So really all of these resources are going to live inside of the headquarters to help you live a well-balanced hot diabetic life.
I love it.
And that the headquarters is our membership.
Yeah.
So if you pay for a membership, you also help keep the club, the free community, free. So thank you. But you're also getting a ton of value for your very, very low monthly membership. So that's what the headquarters is now. And then the club is our free space where you can connect with other diabetics. We are building out a marketplace where we're vetting diabetic professionals and products. And so you have access, like if you're like, oh, I need a nutritionist, who are the diabetics going to?
Yeah.
We've already vetted them for you. We've asked the diabetic community who they love and who they go to. Here's who we suggest.
That's so like genius.
Thank you.
Because I'm like, there's so many times when you're like, I wish that I had someone that understands it and gets it. And we're like, don't worry, we have an entire list for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Amazing.
And so that's what the marketplace is going to be, free to anyone who's in the club.
Amazing.
So that's like the current iteration of Hot Diabetic Club, plus our in-person events, plus our retreats. The main like heart and soul of it is still our membership online, using the Circle app, which is our community, until we build out our custom app, which I don't know when that's going to be. This is what we have for now. Right. And we'll continue growing our member base and connecting people and helping them feel better with like living life with diabetes.
I love it. I love like just being able to go into the app and just like see a million diabetics yapping and being like, did this happen to you? Did this happen to you? Like, it literally is just like a huge group chat with a bunch of people who literally just get it. Yeah. Like it's so fun.
It's so nice. You can just literally put, has anyone had a hard time bolusing for ramen? And people are like, me.
Like within minutes, people are giving you answers.
And it's so nice.
It's amazing.
It just makes you feel so seen.
So seen. Yep. Literally. So we built all of this. You built all of this. The diabetic community built all of this alongside you. All of this was like pretty risky, no? So like what were the fears and reservations, and like obviously it's a lot of like financial burden you explained when we're building out these retreats in the very first beginning iteration of it, the rough draft. But like what are like the personal feelings and fears and like reservations you had and maybe still have with HTC?
Yeah, this is a really hard one for me. I think the biggest thing, and my intention always has been to bring value, to help people. And the first thing I was worried about was, are people going to even want this? Yeah. Do people want this? And then I just keep trying to prove myself right, to prove my thesis. But there was, I think very pivotally after doing this. So my journey started with this in December of 2023. Okay. And then I launched Hot Diabetic Club in April of 2024. So December 2023 to January 2025, that whole year felt very sticky and icky and hard. Yeah. Because I was trying to prove this concept, trying to like buy people into this idea of what even is a hot diabetic. Right. Like that's very like, ugh, to some people.
Yeah. Like it's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm trying to prove this concept. I am inviting people in. I'm hoping it sticks. I'm hoping it lands. And I remember after Sedona coming home and like crying to Peyton and just being like, this is it. This is, people want this. Yeah. And then throughout the whole year again, until I get the in-person feedback I mean, through getting the Trailblazers, that was like kind of a big moment for me. But it is a lot of putting my heart on the line, hoping people like this, also getting a lot of hate.
Yes.
A lot of hate, which is something I could have never imagined in pursuit of just helping people.
Right.
In pursuit of bringing people together and trying to get them to be seen.
Yeah. And it's like the worst feeling in the world because you're like, I don't want to have to prove myself and my vision to you over and over again,
but I will.
Right.
And that's how much I care. Like I will keep showing up. I will keep like helping people. And I think that is what was the hardest for me, was being misunderstood and then allowing myself to be misunderstood. It's like, it's okay if you don't get it. It's okay if it's not for you. It's okay if you hate it. And I still need to keep showing up because this is for some people.
Because there are people that this is the thing that has helped them through their diagnosis.
Yeah.
Me included.
Yeah.
Like, so that's literally why, like, no matter people throwing hate, you know, left and right at us and at HTC, like, I know this has changed my life. So I'm going to stick by it because I know it's changed my life and other people's, and it will continue to do so. Like, period, the end.
Yeah. And there have been moments where I have wobbled. I have had a hard time. I have gone into my shell. I have
naturally
like not wanted to show up. And then I think about the people who are so kind and do give me the good feedback and even the bad feedback. Like I see things at a very, I'm very grateful. I see things very objectively.
Yeah.
I am able to put my heart on my sleeve building this and caring about people. And then I'm also able to look objectively and see what worked, what didn't, what can we change.
Right.
But there have been times where I'm like, okay, girl, you just got to get up. You just got to get through today, and you gotta lead yourself and do this.
Right.
And then at the same time, it's a huge financial risk. It's a huge risk.
Right.
And but again, that's not what it's about.
Exactly.
And so I think that's like the other thing I've had to like grapple with. It's like your passions can be your passions and you can still build these things and it can still be your life's work. And if it makes you money, incredible.
Awesome.
And I have gotten like feedback from like business coaches and things like that. They're like, you need to charge $97 a month for your membership and you need to charge $5,000 for a retreat. These are the going rates for these things.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I understand that. At the same time, that's not what I'm going for.
Right. Like, you don't want to do that.
Right. Is it a bad business move? Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't care.
Right.
I literally don't care. So it's been a lot of self-leadership. And that is why, like, I'm grateful I've had to go through all of these lessons over the last few years and learn these things. So if someone else is experiencing it, they can come, they can ask me, I can help mentor them through it.
Yeah.
I am more than happy to do that.
Yeah. And
I just try to look at everything as like, this is a lesson. This is something I need to understand what's happening so I can continue on my journey.
Right. Well, I'll be the first to stand up in a room and say I love HTC and everything it stands for and everything that it's brought me in my life and changed for the better. So
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'm grateful to be a part of the team.
Well, I'm really grateful that you are a part of the team. I'm grateful that you are literally the OG supporter of it. You're like number one fan right here.
No,
right
literally.
Here, first in line.
Give me the number one fan award.
And I'm grateful for everyone who has believed in it, who has even like been interested, even if you decide not to join and you like consume the content or you interact with me or Carson or you listen to this podcast. Like
literally
all of it is really so appreciated and
cool.
We're so grateful that this is even like
real life.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it couldn't happen without every single person like who's supporting HTC and has supported it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now that this podcast is alive, it's also inside of HTC, even though it's kind of its own entity at the same time, but like it's all connected. It's all the hot diabetic universe, you know? So hence the name Hotline to her. So hot
period.
So, but literally like, thank you for listening because we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. I just got a real quick shout out to like the OGs.
Yeah.
The first 50 people who joined HTC, I have your names ingrained in my brain.
Oh,
I'm so grateful for you and all of your support. And even the last 50 people who joined HTC and have believed in the new iterations of it too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a pleasure to serve the diabetic community and help diabetic people feel good. I'm so grateful for it.
I'm also so grateful.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Hot Diabetic Club.
And happy birthday, all my hot diabetics. Like, yes. This is a celebration for you too. Like,
happy birthday, everyone.
we are making change in the world and how people see us as diabetics. And this is something that has never been done before. And you're a part of it. So congratulations.
Pretty freaking epic, if you ask me.
Very hot.
So hot. That's hot.
That's very hot.
And if you see an event happening near you, come hang out.
Yes.
Or if you want to come on a retreat, come hang out.
We
would love nothing more than to meet you and hang out with you and see you rise into your power that we know you have.
Yes. Yeah, we have so many events coming up this year. A lot of them are free. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are really just to give you access into this world. Yeah. Into what the hot diabetics are doing. So
amazing.
Take a risk on yourself and say yes to something. Even if it's hot diabetics clubs, even if hot diabetics. No, that's so funny. I love when people like misspell it and they're like hot diabetics club. I'm like, close.
The Hot Diabetics Club.
Yeah. That's a funny one too. Almost as funny when like people call me Tony. 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 Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
No, it's autocorrect, so I just giggle.
My phone always autocorrects Tini to Tony. So now it's just like a joke. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. If you know, you know. Tony is my, what is it? Alter ego. And I don't know the personality of Tony. It might be like,
me neither.
Sup, man? I'm Tony. I don't know. That's just what scared. I imagine.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. Oh, wait. What I wanted to say was I'm inviting you to Hot Diabetic Club's second birthday party on April 15th. So Yay! We would love to have you there.
This is your formal invite.
We
will be there, obviously.
And we'll put the link to the invite in the show notes as well.
Amazing. Okay. Well, thank you for listening to Hotline to Her. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please give us a follow here on Spotify. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. You can find us, Hotline to Her or Hotline to Her podcast. We also know that your story as diabetics is meant to be shared. So if you want to share your story with us and have it be featured on the podcast, we have 2 avenues for you to do so. We have a hotline where you can call and it'll go straight to voicemail. Tony and I won't pick up the phone.
Tony might
pick up the phone. No, but it'll go straight to voicemail. You can leave your vent, your question, your advice, really anything on there on the hotline. And then we also have a write-in form submission for our Off the Hook episodes. So that's where we share all of the crazy, wild, chaotic diabetes stories that we get from you guys. So if you have one, go ahead and submit it. And the link is in the show notes for you to do so.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you stay hot.
And chat soon.
Bye.
Hotline to Her is for educational and entertainment purposes only and reflects personal experience. It is not medical, mental health, or therapeutic advice.
Crushed it! Yay! That was great.
It was.
Happy birthday, HTC!
Happy birthday, Raven!